Testing, testing, one, two, three. Hello, this is St. Patrick. As always, you can jump ahead to the 5 minute mark. Um, Hope I'm not echoing or anything. If anyone is here, go ahead and type. I would play music, but the last time I played music, they flagged it or some shit and said it wasn't. I couldn't play it in certain states or countries or some crazy shit going on. So I'm sorry, y'all. No more music. But I could hum some melodies if you would like. Just waiting for anyone to jump in. Just if you're here and you can hear me, just type anything. Just make sure I'm not talking to myself. Oh man, it's been a long day. Sorry, just a little late. All right, I'll be right back. What's up, Simply Deep? I'm sorry, I got on a little late. I apologize to everyone. I am here. Just getting a few ducks in a row before we start. Just make sure everything's a go. All right, maybe he can't hear me. I think this is on. I don't know what the heck is going on. Maybe I have to turn up the volume or something. If anybody can hear me, just type something like I can hear you or something. All right, sweet. Good, good, good. Just want to make sure. I don't know how many people are here because it always says 0 watching, but I'm assuming someone is here because Simply is typing. But this is going to be a fun one. I am irritated as fuck. Oh man. All right, so we have two here. Hello, other person, whoever you are. As I said, we're going to start at 5, as I always, to allow people to get in and just, get seated, get comfortable. So we got about 30 seconds before we kick this off. Oh, man. All right, 10 seconds. All right. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Church of Fuck You. I'm St. Patrick. Well, tonight I don't know if you guys seen my video this week, um, but if you did, you kind of get a gist of where I want to go with this whole little thing. Um, the rape case that apparently has captivated the United States. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone is watching. Everyone is enthralled. Everyone is pissed off because of the sentence, and so on and so forth. Before I get to the sentencing, before I get to, I guess, the um, I guess I don't know, maybe why or how. I don't know how the fuck he got 6 months, but maybe explaining why he got 6 months, kind of sorta, or why I think he got 6 months, kind of sorta. I just want to. It's so many fascinating things about this shit. There's so many fascinating things about this case that I just simply find remarkable. Um, I'm going to touch on a few things that I actually already said in the video, but obviously I had so much more stuff that I wanted to say. Um, that I couldn't actually fit into, a 5 minute video or a 6 minute video, however long it was. So this is I mean, I figured I'd use my forum here to talk everything say everything I wanted to say. First and foremost, um, kind of piggybacking off what I already said, it's amazing to me, I guess, the hypocrisy that is actually starting to come out from this particular case. The first thing being the whole judge thing. Again, he who will not be named was pissed off about the judge in his case and was saying how, this judge needs to be removed. This judge is fucking horrible. He can't do his job right. Pretty much talking about his race, which I thought was pretty low, but okay, fine. And everyone actually, people start coming out and defending this judge, saying that, he should be able to do his job without, race being an issue. And, this person who would not be named was just being a racist as, dickhead, basically, and that people pretty much, disregarded his complaints. Um, Now, all of a sudden, surprisingly, um, the judge in this case, all everyone will talk about is his race and how he's incompetent, and how he is just, I guess, the biggest dumbass ever to, walk the face of the earth, and how he needs to be pulled off the bench immediately and everything. So I do find it quite interesting and quite funny how we are for judges being respected and, race not being an issue, and, judges need to be honored as judges as long as we, agree with their ruling. But as soon as we don't, it's okay to bash the person. It's okay to say that he should be off the bench. It's okay to, question his race and his motivation and everything. Because, a man, and again, he won't be named, a man who has been deemed by the press and by a lot of people, racist, and, he's all these horrible names, and he hates Mexicans, and he hates immigrants, and he hates all these people. Him questioning a judge that's sitting on his case to be of an immigrant descent, him questioning that judge is somehow horrible and wrong and just is just the worst thing in the world. But people questioning a white judge, apparently it's acceptable. That's just normal. That's okay. That's what we're supposed to do. And to me, that's just bullshit. If you're able to question, I'm not saying you can't question a judge, but you can't give somebody shit for questioning a judge, and then literally a week fucking later, everyone is questioning the fucking judge. It's just, it's so fucking hypocritical. Another thing that I thought was really interesting is that apparently, and this has been going on for a while, and this has been like one of the biggest themes or biggest topics, like in a political sense. Apparently, everyone wants prison reform. We have too many people in prison. It's way too many people in prison. It's bullshit. We need to get all these people out of jail. We have whatever percentage of the population, and we have 25% of the prison inmates, and we need to stop sending people to prison. And then this judge decides to send, this boy to prison very lightly, and then all of a sudden, prison reform is just out the fucking window. So apparently we want prison reform until a crime is committed, and then as soon as a crime is committed, it's fuck prison reform, put his ass in jail. So we kind of need to figure out where we're going to stand on this, and I mean we by them, not we by me. Can you guys figure out where the fuck you stand on this? Either you want prison reform to where we're not sending people to jail, or you want people to go to jail, so thereby saying fuck prison reform. It can't be both. You can't say, well, we want people to go to jail, but only the people that we want to go to jail. So I mean, I guess that's how their plan is. That's what they want to do. They don't want to send people to jail that they feel shouldn't go to jail. But I don't understand the fucking logic of it. honestly, this is what prison reform would be if people want to be fucking honest. Is people doing a crime that people feel he should pay for, but because of prison reform and because of trying to keep people out of jail, this is what it's going to be. Is people who you feel should go to jail for 10 years getting fucking 10 minutes because apparently we have too many people in prison. So unless you only want to do it for particular crimes, any non-violent crime. So that means if somebody comes in and steals all your house, steals everything in your fucking house, as long as they don't punch you in the face, they shouldn't go to jail that long. Because that's, again, I'm just trying to get the definition of how we're using prison reform. Do you want to redefine it and stop sending people to prison? Thereby, you should be happy with the outcome of this case. Or do you want people to go to jail for it, whatever crime that they commit, justly and fairly? Therefore, fuck prison reform. You can't have it both ways. All right, now let's get into the actual, some of the things that really bother me about this. Okay, first and foremost, a lot of people are giving the boys, I think his name is Brock, they're giving his dad a whole lot of shit for writing a letter to the judge. And they don't like the words that he used, saying that he only made a 20-minute mistake or some shit like that. And people feel like that was just an outrageous, horrible thing to say. Now, let's look at this from a different perspective. And I'm going to start it like this. On a video that I actually posted, somebody commented that, it's great that how I make people think differently and how I make people think different ways. And honestly, I don't try to do this to be an asshole. I don't try to do this to be, I just want to be different. Honestly, this is just the way my brain works. And it's I don't know if I don't know what the fuck it is. It's just this is the way my brain works. If you tell me, if everybody is pointing at A, I am looking at B like, okay, there's something going on with B. So, and it's just, again, that's just how I am. But what I find interesting in this whole thing is, if that was your son, first of all, if that was your son and you wrote a letter to the judge, how would you write the letter? Now, most people, I'm assuming, would write a letter to hopefully help their son out to give them less time. Obviously, because you want your son to have a life and not pay for one mistake, because we've all fucked up. Maybe not to the level that he fucked up, but we've all have done something really, really stupid that we don't want to spend 10 years in jail for, 20 years in jail for, or whatever. We want to get our mistake over as fast as humanly possible, obviously pay our debt to society and move the fuck on, if it comes to that. But he's writing a letter to the judge about his son. What the fuck did you expect him to say? Like, that's one of the questions that I don't understand. Like, that I really need answered. What the fuck did you expect him to say? That his son was this fucking monster, he's this worst piece of shit ever to walk the face of the earth, and can you please be lenient on him? No. Obviously, he's going to write a letter saying, hey, this is my son, I love him, yes, he fucked up, but can we move past this? I think any parent who's writing a letter, now some parents won't write a letter. Some parents will be like, well, fuck you, dude, you're on your own. And that's fine. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But most parents who write a letter, or most parents who would take out for their kid, is obviously going to admit to some wrongdoing, but then try to move past it. He's not going to dwell on the crime. He's going to try to, promote the future of his child. That's logical. Now, I'm not saying the dad should have wrote a letter. I'm not saying he shouldn't have wrote a letter. But I'm saying is, if you are a fucking parent and you're going to write a letter to a judge, first of all, you're writing a fucking letter. You're not writing it for public opinion. You're not writing it to be viewed by the public. You're not writing it to get public approval. You're writing it to a fucking judge. Honestly, it's a private letter. Now, obviously, they made it public, so maybe he should have known. I don't fucking know. But you're writing a private letter to a judge saying, hey, can you please, be lenient on my kid? What the fuck did you expect? Like, what did people expect him to say? And now they're getting mad and, well, we don't like his terminology. Well, fuck you. The letter wasn't for you. Let's be real. Now, the lady who, had the incident happen to her, if she gets pissed off, that's fine. She has a right. She's earned a right or whatever to be pissed off. But to the public, fuck you guys. You have nothing to do with this shit. Like, who are you to get pissed off that a dad wrote a letter to a judge regarding his son? You didn't like the words he used. Are you fucking serious? Like, we've come to the point where we're just fucking mind gone, where we're into a realm in this fucking world that is so unbelievable, where even if you're trying to help your kid, you got to make sure that it's PC. Even if you're trying to help your son who fucked up and did something horrible, you're trying to help him so that this won't define the rest of his life and that he can have a life after the fact. like, you now have to get a public approval for this shit? Are you serious? I mean, the nerve of some people to think that everything must go past and be fucking checked off and approved by them in order to be submitted or to be said or to be read. Who the fuck are you? And then comes the resident Mr. Retarded Biden, who wants to write a letter to the victim and obviously chastise the dad for the words he used in this letter. Now, the only thing I find interesting with this is that on average, and I actually looked this up, there are anywhere from like 85 to 89,000 reported rapes a year, which means we are anywhere from we're about, I'll give an average, say about a little over 600,000 rapes in the 7 years that Biden has been there. And this guy writes one letter, and all of a sudden he's a champion for women. Get the fuck out of here, seriously. This is just get the fuck out of here. I can't even believe this shit happened. Like, there are thousands and thousands of rapes a year. There have been hundreds of thousands of rapes since this guy has been the VP, and all of a sudden he writes one letter and now he is a woman's wow. Just wow. This is so fucking mind blown. All right, now I got that shit out the way. I really want to talk about the facts of the case. Now, this is where I get really fucking irritated and really irritated. I'm gonna try to focus on just the facts, and I'm gonna try to say this, and obviously I don't want to offend anybody, but if I do, I don't give a fuck. I'm saying it tonight. The facts of the case. Okay, from my understanding, this is what I've read, different versions or whatever, but from what I've gathered, girl was at a party, went with her sister. They walked. She got pretty much fucking twisted beyond belief, and this boy sexually assaulted her or raped her by a dumpster. Two guys rode their bike, came along, saw this. Pretty much, he got off her. They chased him down, called the cops, end the story. Now, this is where I start to get really confused at, and this is where I guess my questions start to come in at. Okay. Okay, then I'll go in more depth. Okay. So, a girl went to a party. I'm sorry, just for anyone who is not here and hadn't read it, Mr. Heckler said he's kind of cold, so he don't know about the facts of the case. So, a girl went to a party with her sister. Apparently, she got really, really fucking drunk. I think her blood alcohol level estimated at the time was 0.22. So, she was twisted. She blacked out. A boy apparently sexually assaulted her while she was blacked out. Some guys came along, saw this guy on top of the girl. Was like, the girl wasn't moving. They're like, hey, what the fuck is going on? He gets up. They start talking for a little bit. Then he takes off, tries to run. They chase him down, pin him down, call the cops. Cops come, take his ass to jail, and we're here. Now, this is where I start to get a little confused and blurry. And this is where the questions that I have, and I already said some of this shit about in the video, but I'll just keep going. One, I really want to know what the fuck happened before they actually went outside. That's one of the key things that I want to know. Because apparently, according to some of the, I guess, the character witnesses they brought in about this guy, he was going around and he was touchy, he was feeling, and he was trying to kiss girls. None of them were, I guess, partaking. So he found her, and in her words, she was she was alone and she was vulnerable, and he took advantage of her. Okay, so that's her version. Now, I guess my question would come in that is, one, you went to this party to be with your sister. You're fucking twisted, apparently tore up from the floor up. You're gone. Where the fuck is your sister? That's one of the questions that I have to ask. Where the fuck is your sister? Now, I'm not blaming your sister. I'm not saying the sister's at fault. I'm not saying the sister did anything wrong. I'm just saying, if you're at a party, if I go to a party with anyone, I'm keeping an eye on them. It's just me, and I think most people would. If you go to a party with someone, you kind of keep an eye on them to make sure they're okay, make sure no shit's going on, just to, kind of mingle. And according to her words, she knew nobody at the party. She knew no one except her sister. So for her to just go ISO at a party where she knows no one is pretty fucking sketchy. And I'm not saying she did anything wrong. I'm just saying, majority of the people, if you go to a party with someone, you kind of cling to that someone because you're like, dude, I don't know anybody here. What the fuck? Okay, so that's one of my questions. Where the fuck was her sister? She's so fucked up. and this is her words, she called, I guess it came out that she called her boyfriend and left like a drunk message, or had like a kind of drunk conversation or whatever. So she was like drunk dialing and shit. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. The point was, she's fucked up. She's gone. So one, where was her? Where was the sister? Two, what happened between these two people before they went outside? Now, I understand some people would say it doesn't fucking matter what happened. He assaulted her. That very well may be true. That not arguing that. But my point is, what the fuck happened? Because according to him, and this is one of the points that I wanted to bring up earlier, but I'll bring it up now. Mind you, she remembers nothing. And when I'm saying nothing, I fucking mean absolutely nothing. She doesn't remember calling her boyfriend. She doesn't remember anything. Only thing she remembers is getting to the party, drinking a lot, and everything just went fucking black. So she knows nothing. She doesn't remember the dumpster. She doesn't remember shit. She knows nothing. So what the fuck happened prior to going outside? And the only reason I'm asking this is, and I'm not excusing him, so it's never a reason justifiable or anything to ever rape or forcibly do anything to a woman. What I'm questioning is, did she lead him on? Was it kissing, hugging, touching? Because according to him, they were dancing, they were kissing, then they went outside. So if that is what happened, and unfortunately we can only take his word for it, because again, she remembers nothing. If we're taking his word for it, in his brain, he could be, and again, not justifying him, but in his brain, he could be, okay, we're leading somewhere. This is going somewhere. In his brain. Right or wrong, whatever. In his brain, that's what could be going on. Now, again, if she kissed him, if she hugged him, if she rubbed him, if she dry humped him on the dance floor, no reason or no excuse to rape her. But this is where the question comes in. Because if she's kissing, she's hugging, they go outside, and in his words, she gave consent to do whatever they did. Now, according to the reports, according to the documents, he fingered her, and this is his words, and understand, you got to kind of take his words with a grain of fucking salt, because he's going to say anything to save his ass. I understand that completely. But the only problem is, there's no he said, she said in this issue. It's just a fucking he said, because she don't remember shit. So, you have a guy who says, apparently, I don't know, in trial or police or something, that it was consensual. That, she said, she gave him the go ahead. He asked her, do certain things. He asked her, could he finger her? Apparently, according to him, she said yes. But again, she can't say she didn't say anything. Now, where the sketchy part comes in is that they find him on top of her, or two guys who ride up on a bike, find him on top of her, and she's fucking passed out. Apparently, he's humping her, but according to him, and there's no evidence to, say to the contrary, he was clothed. She wasn't, he was. So again, if he's raping her, it's kind of hard to rape someone as far as physically, putting your penis in them. If you have jeans or whatever you have on, you're fully clothed. So, and again, this is, it's to me, it's like, okay, fine. It's all fucking crazy. It's all fucking blurry. But again, the only problem that we have is we have one side of the story. We have guys who came in at the end of the fact and said, oh my gosh, we saw this. She wasn't moving, blah, blah, whatever. So now they're like, what the fuck? But on the flip side of that, which again is the biggest issue, she can't counter anything. One of the other biggest issues that I have with this whole situation is that in the hospital, when she woke up, this is in her words, she woke up, she felt like, oh, she thought she had, she fell or whatever because she was really, really drunk. She had a bad hangover. She's in the hospital. So the police come to her and tell her that she's been sexually assaulted. Now, I'm not fucking Perry Mason. I am not fucking a great lawyer. I think his name was Maddock or Murdoch or whatever the fuck is. I can't remember that. Matlock. Matlock. I'm not Matlock. But isn't that kind of leading the witness to tell her that she's been sexually assaulted if she doesn't even remember being sexually assaulted? Now, obviously, you get into the gray area because she was unconscious, because she was blacked out, and I understand that. But again, if you go in with the mindset of saying, hey, you're talking to someone who apparently is a witness to a crime, and you're already telling them the crime that supposedly has been committed, it's not leaving much room for questions. It's not leaving much room for, well, maybe it was consensual. Because we're already going in with the fact of, we already know you didn't give consent. And in her brain, okay, fine, you're telling me I've been raped. You telling me I've been, you know, I've been raped or whatever the case may be. So naturally, I'm going to, any woman would assume or come to the conclusion automatically, hey, I've been raped. She's not going to think, well, maybe I did give approval. I don't remember shit. So that's like one of the biggest, that's like one of the biggest things that I really, really have a problem with. Um, Hold on one sec. I don't know what the hell. I'm getting fucking notes. Okay, so apparently I have to tell about the other witness. Okay. So apparently there was a other witness who was there, which again makes the whole fucking story confusing. There was another witness who was there. And this is what the witness said, and this is reported on CNN and other sites. That Okay, it was court documents. I'm sorry, it was in court documents. Okay. So there was a witness there who apparently saw him standing over top of her. She was already knocked out unconscious. He took a picture of her, and the guy came over and was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? I guess Miss Brock, or whatever the fuck his name is, said, hey, she's not breathing. Turn her on her side. So the guy turned her on her side and took her pulse. Is that? Not turn her on her side. Just was like, what the fuck is going on? Took her pulse. Okay, so the guy was like, what the fuck is going on, and took her pulse. Okay, so apparently this witness said that she was already knocked out. The dude was standing up, which is Brock. He's standing up over top of her, took a picture. Guy came over, dude, what the fuck is going on? I guess Brock was like, hey, I don't, check and see if she's breathing. The guy bent down, took her pulse. And Brock, according to this witness, walked away. Now, the only reason I wanted to leave this out, because honestly, this kind of proves my point more, and I didn't want to try to bring this in here, but this is so fucking questionable. This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. So you're telling me a guy came over. You see a guy sitting on top of a girl. The girl's half naked. Okay, her dress is up. Her drawers are off. I guess her breast is exposed because he took a picture of it. He come over, dude, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, oh, check and see if she's breathing. You bend down, take her pulse, and the guy just walks off. And then you do what? There's a 911 call after that. Maybe he was the one who made it. You don't know. I mean, like literally, hey, you can argue me doing church. Shut the hell up. But like literally, like what happens then? Okay, fine. Let's say he made a 911 call. Let's say he made a 911 call. Did he just leave her there? Like, did he just leave her there? And if this witness was such a character witness, why didn't he testify? Again, nothing. It's part of the witness. Okay. You chose not to bring it in. Okay. Again. This is okay. Again, I'm sorry. I had a heckler here. Goddamn Bernie fan heckling people. Apparently, she's gonna start throwing eggs at me. You know how those people get. But again, the whole point. Okay, fine. And this is why I say this whole fucking thing is just illogical. It's just so fucking illogical. Obviously, you can't make logic out of 20-year-olds, 23-year-olds doing crazy shit. I understand it. I get that. A lot of shit that they do is illogical. But for this particular witness, and apparently the prosecution put this in one of their statements that they gave to the judge regarding sentencing, that they had a witness, apparently they didn't call him to testify, that he came over, the girl was already knocked out, he took her pulse, and then what? Like, how does the story end right there? Because now we're at and the problem that, like I said, like one of the main problems I have with this case is we are assuming a lot of shit. Like everything that we have is assumptions. Like that's all we are. We're assuming. We are assuming he knew she was knocked out. We can say she did. We can say he didn't. But no one knows. We are assuming that she never gave consent because she doesn't even remember shit. Apparently, she doesn't remember anything. And the only thing, apparently, they're at a huge party. And the only thing that people noticed about this guy the whole fucking night, apparently, the creepy rapist the whole night was that he tried to touch a couple girls at a party. Now, if you're trying to touch a couple girls at a party, that would make probably 95% of the guys who ever attend parties serial rapists. I mean, seriously, if that is the criteria of being a rapist or being creepy is to try to hit on girls at a party, okay, everyone's fucking creepy. But we'll just keep going further. We're assuming she never gave consent because no one fucking knows. We are assuming that I guess that this guy was like a what do they call him? Like a predator, and he was, he was looking for a innocent victim to take advantage of, and he went after this girl because he seen her drunk and pretty much incapacitated. So he went after her. This is what we're assuming. Now again, let's put our minds, and I know it may be hard for some of us because some of us are a little older. You're a 20-year-old dude at a party. Most 20-year-old dudes at a party is going there to look for chicks. Obviously not to rape them. I'm not saying that. But we're going to look for chicks. So if you see a chick, she starts hitting on you. And again, according to him, they went and danced. Then after they danced, they started kissing. His words. His words totally. Because again, she doesn't remember anything. Dancing, kissing, outside, and everything else happened. So again, we are assuming that she never gave consent. We are assuming that this witness who apparently took her pulse did something productive after the fact and didn't just leave, leave a half-naked girl just laying on the fucking ground after taking her pulse. He was just like, fucking deuces, I'm out. We are assuming that this witness is credible, but not credible enough to be called to the stand. Because, again, I think any defense attorney would have ripped his ass apart if they would put him on the stand, which is probably why they didn't put him on the stand. But, again, it's a lot of assumptions. We are assuming a lot of shit. And the one thing that we have to assume as far as in this particular situation is that it's not a question that he penetrated her with his fingers. Not a question. But we have to assume a couple of things. One, that she was completely unconscious when he did it. And two, she didn't want him to do it. Now, no one can corroborate that story. Because she can't. She doesn't remember anything. And the only thing that we do have is that he was on top of her, clothed on top of her, apparently dry humping her for some reason, which I don't fucking get, but apparently dry humping her when two guys rolled up. But again, we're under assumption that she is completely fighting this unconsciously. Like, she didn't want this unconsciously. And again, the biggest fucking problem that I have with the whole thing is that at the end of the day, when they approach her, they don't approach her saying, hey, what the fuck happened? Do you have any witnesses or anybody who can corroborate what happened? They come in there and basically tell her, hey, baby girl, you've been raped. It's kind of hard to start an investigation when you've been raped. It's kind of hard to corroborate any stories or to, have an open investigation or a thorough investigation when you're already starting with the fact is we already know he's guilty. We don't know what he's guilty of. We just know he's guilty. We know he sexually assaulted you. How do you know this? Because no one can say that she never gave consent. Yes, she was unconscious when they found her, but how do you know in the house, at the party, or wherever, that she didn't give consent? And no one fucking knows. Now again, for the 100th time, I'm not defending this jackass. If he did this shit and clearly she couldn't defend herself or she was fucking out of it, then fuck him, put his punk ass in jail for as long as you possibly can. 6 months is not clearly enough, but again, I'll get to that shit later. I just don't understand how everyone can make all these assumptions of knowing when no one knows shit. It's like literally we're all fucking guessing. Because the clear person we need to tell us what happened doesn't fucking know anything. Alright. So that's the questions that I have with the whole facts of the case. Another thing that's fucking irritating me about this thing is that now we have a new wave of feminists. And you guys already know how I feel about these fucking people. Talking about how this is a horrible, horrible travesty of justice. And this is, we're just perpetuating the rape culture that's in America. And we need to use this case to shine light on rape and women who are being sexually assaulted. Because apparently no one knows about women being sexually assaulted. So we need to use this case to shine a light on sexual assault and rape. Okay, can you please go fuck yourself? And I say that with the nicest tone that I can. Okay, we know about rape. We do. It's not a fucking secret. We know. The problem is, apparently, some women don't. And I'm not trying to sound like a dick, and I'm not trying to blame the woman, so please don't take it as that. But apparently, some women think it is old fucking K to get hammered to the point of blacking out at a party at a party where she knows no one. Seriously, like fucking seriously. I mean, it's fucking serious. Like, it's just. I've been posed this because I've been fucking arguing about this for days now, and somebody will say, well, you have a daughter. What would you do if that was your daughter? And if obviously first, if that was my daughter, I would go to her. I would hug her. I would kiss her. Are you okay? And then a part of me would want to punch her right in the fucking face. What are you doing? You are getting drunk to the point you remember nothing at a party where you know no one. How fucking stupid are you? I'll still hug her. I'll still give her a kiss. But again, how fucking stupid are you? Now I understand we can't ask these questions now because that's blaming the victim. But I'm sorry, in the grand scheme of things, you can be a victim and fucking stupid at the same time. One is not mutually exclusive of the other one. If I went to the bank and I pulled out $500 and I started walking down the street in a really rough fucking neighborhood, waving my money around and flashing it, and somebody beats the shit out of me and take my money, or somebody pulls a gun on me and rob me, yes, I'm a victim, but I'm a stupid fucking victim. I'm the dumbest fucking victim on the face of this earth. I mean, it's like, seriously, get the fuck out of here. As I said in the video, going to a party, I don't even fuck if you know everybody at the party. Going to a party and just going there, getting hammered to the point you're completely zoned, you're blacked out, you know nothing. I don't give a fuck if you know everybody at the party, but going to a party, getting fucking hammered to the point of unconsciousness is literally like leaving your front door wide open and putting a fucking sign on your mailbox, conveniently saying, "Hey, we're out of town. Hold the mail. We'll be back in 2 weeks." If the wrong person comes by, you are so fucked. But we can't tell people they're stupid. We're literally condoning idiots. And this is like one of the biggest things. This is one of the biggest things I've been arguing for the longest fucking time in the world. Have some common fucking sense. Stop patronizing and babying fucking idiots. I'm sorry she got sexually assaulted. If she got sexually assaulted, I am sorry if she was victimized. But a part of me is hard to feel sorry for her because you're 23, you're not fucking 18, so you should have a little bit more fucking common sense than this. This is not your first fucking beer. This is not your first fucking shot. According to you, it's not your first fucking shot. Why the fuck are you so fucking stupid that you would go to a party, get drunk to beyond belief, and where the fuck is your dumbass sister? Like, literally no one thought, no one with a ounce of a brain thought, dude, let me not do this. Or, hey, where the fuck is my sister? I haven't seen her in 10 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever the case may be. I mean, seriously? I mean, again, this story has so many fucking holes. It's unreal. And I'm sorry. And let's fine. Let's paint the picture this way. And I'm sorry. What's up? What's it? Zealand? Okay. Zealand. Okay. What's up, man? I'm sorry. Let's paint the picture this way. Let's say she didn't get raped. Let's say she didn't get raped. Let's say nothing happened to her. But you heard a story of a girl, 23 years old, drunk, found by a dumpster. Nothing happened to her. She was perfectly fine, but she woke up with pine needles all in her hair. She was drunk, and people were sitting around laughing at her taking pictures. How many people would feel sorry for her? How many? Absolutely none. Everyone would blast her. Why? That's fucking stupid. Why is this bitch sitting in a fucking dumpster? Oh my gosh. Some people are so young. They're so fucking stupid. Oh my gosh. This is just so. They would blast this chick to fucking eternity. She would be the dumbest bitch ever. But because she got raped, all that shit's pushed to the side. All that shit, everything she did before she got in the situation doesn't matter anymore. And the problem is, We're not using situations like this to be an effective measure. We're not telling girls, women, whatever, hey, it's okay to have fun. It's okay to get drunk. But make sure your drunk ass is safe and make sure you have a way home. We don't tell people this. Like, what the fuck is wrong with us? How do we not tell people this? And first of all, how do people not know this? You're 23, and okay, a drunk college girl froze to death in Wisconsin. Like, who would feel sorry? I seriously doubt, and I would love to read the comments on that. I seriously doubt anyone is saying, "Oh, that's so sad. Oh man." No, people. I could probably bet dollars to donuts that majority of people are like, "This chick is just fucking stupid." See, the problem is, anytime something like this happens, we never look at the entire fucking picture. We just look at the end result. We look at the end result and say, this is a horrible, horrible travesty. This is a horrible, horrible crime because this girl got victimized. How about we start at the fucking beginning? Because let's be real. Unless they start educating women and start actually pushing women be fucking smarter, all these fucking no more commercials, how about no more getting fucking wasted until you don't know shit, until you can't remember shit, until you're zoned out, until you wake up in a strange house or a strange car or a strange parking lot or a strange fucking dumpster trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. See, we should push that shit because, again, in a perfect world, a woman can get drunk, black the fuck out, somebody will come along, put her on a couch or put her somewhere safe, give her a blanket, and when she wakes up in the morning, she'll have a cup of water and some aspirin right next to her. The perfect world. But the last time I checked, we don't live in a fucking perfect world. So, women need to take precautions. You want to talk about fucking rape culture? Yes, rape is a problem. Rape has always been a fucking problem. This is nothing new. This is nothing, this is not a, 21st century issue. This is a fucking mankind issue. So how about instead of just saying, women, take a whistle, or women, make sure you report it, how about we say, women, be more fucking careful. You can't be this fucking stupid and just hope that nothing bad happens to you. Because again, even if he got 10 years, even if they gave his ass 20 years, that doesn't unrape her. Yes, he goes to jail. She's still dealing with the mental shit for the rest of her fucking life. So yes, the criminal goes to jail. That doesn't fix her shit. That doesn't fix her scars or fix her emotional issues. So how about we stop the shit from ever fucking happening? How about we work on stopping women from exposing themselves in the most idiotic fucking ways possible? It's not even about being overly cautious. It's not about taking a woman's freedom. It's about being fucking smart. Again, if my dumbass walked outside with a roll of fucking 20s, flashing it in a high crime ass area or a fucking ghetto, I seriously doubt if I got robbed, anyone would fucking feel sorry for me. Because most people will be like, why the fuck are you in this area showing money any goddamn way? It's fucking stupid. Why are you exposing yourself like this? But apparently a woman can walk into a club fucking drunk, blow everybody in the club, but if somebody smacks her ass, that's sexual assault and she didn't deserve that. Really? I mean, it's like, it's the fucking, it's so fucking stupid. And again, for me personally, if you're going to drink, that's what I always do. If you're going to drink at home. If you're getting drunk at home, nobody's coming to fuck with you. Nobody's coming to deal with you. Nobody's coming to, rape you or anything like that. You're fucking home. You lock the doors. I mean, worst case scenario, you fall down the fucking stairs. Okay, you fuck yourself up. But you're semi-safe. But you don't have to worry about any horrible shit happening to you from a random asshole. Now, I'm not saying you can't go to the bar and have a couple shots or whatever the case may be, or even go to a party and have a shot or two, but remain fucking functional. But again, we can't say this shit because if we tell a woman, hey, dumbass, don't get twisted to the point where you black out, that's blaming the victim. Not telling her and future hers This is stupid. But I guess we can't do that. We're not allowed to tell people, hey, you're dumb. Yes, something horrible will happen to you. But guess what? This could have been avoided if you were just halfway decent, halfway intelligent or some kind of fucking common sense. We're not allowed to do that. We have to cater to idiots. And we're catering to fucking idiots. Yes, she's a fucking idiot. And I'm sorry. I'm not trying to, make light of her situation. I'm not trying to blame her for her situation. But she's a fucking idiot. She put herself in a vulnerable situation that allowed herself to be prey. I mean, it's just fucking stupid. Yeah, and Headless, I agree with you. There's a ton of drinking and driving and even buckle your seatbelt because it's the law and all this shit. But nothing to say, hey, make sure you can get home safe, genius. I mean, seriously, make sure that, when you go out, you have a plan A, B, and C to get your dumb ass home. They have Uber. They have cabs. Fucking go with a friend or a sister who apparently will give a fuck where you're at if you go missing for an hour or two. This whole fucking story just fucking sucks. But yes, we're not using this to educate women on the dangers of exposing yourself in a very risky manner. We're using this to harp on the whole rape culture. And obviously, they have to bring up the whole sex object thing. Men still treat women as sex objects. Okay, that's fine. That's fair. I would like to say women do not help this fucking situation. Yes, men can be part of the blame for women being treated as sex objects. But so can strippers. I mean, I'm sorry. When a woman stops using her body to have success or to get money, then maybe men can stop treating women like sex objects. I'm not saying it will be a cure-all, but god damn it could help. And again, I'm talking about in this culture. Obviously, in some other cultures, they have different shit where they devalue women and they treat women like absolute garbage. I'm not talking about in those cultures. In this fucking culture, women generally, and I'm not saying always, generally are respected. They are treated as humans. But again, you can't get mad at men for looking at women as sex objects when there are more than enough women who will expose themselves as sex objects for the right price. Or just fucking because. It's funny. I see women walking around all the time. They're pretty much a shirt just covering their nipples, a skirt just above their, just below the crack of their ass. But they want to be treated as a woman. They don't want to be treated as a sex object. Well, don't dress like a fucking prostitute. And again, I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm just saying this is fucking common sense. I'm sorry. For most people, if your daughter walked out the house the way you were dressing, you would lose your fucking mind. If your daughter couldn't bend over without her entire ass showing, you would lose your fucking mind. Put some fucking clothes on. I'm sorry. I have yet to read an article written by a man or in a man's magazine telling women how to be the ultimate sex god. How to be sexy for your man. That shit's not written by men. That shit's written by women. So it's women telling other women how to be fucking sex objects. But of course, it's men's fault. It's all men's fault. Of course it's our fault. Every woman you see posing for pictures and doing commercials with their ass out or their breast showing or whatever the case may be, that's our fault? Or are they doing what sells? And yes, some men can be treated as sex objects. I'm sure there are. Every commercial you see, as far as like most men, you don't see men on there with a big ass gut and man boobs. You see men with a six pack. All cut up and shit with the, tattoos and everything. They do what sells. Don't act like this is just the culture that we created. It's not a fucking culture. It's what sells. If people stop buying it, I guarantee you they will stop fucking doing it. And I have yet to see one woman, made to be a millionaire by, posing for pictures or whatever that she didn't want to do. There is no shortage of bitches signing up to do porn. There just isn't. There are no shortage of chicks signing up to, be models or to do whatever, you pretty much to take pictures and sell their body. There are no shortage of strippers. So, yeah, before we turn into this whole, sex object, whatever, can we put the blame where it lies on both sides? It's not a fucking man issue. It's a human issue. Yes, men treat women as sex objects, but women portray themselves as sex objects to get whatever the fuck they want. You can walk down any fucking street in major cities, you can see 50 fucking prostitutes. Are they not advertising themselves as sex objects? But for a man to look at her that way, it's wrong? And don't worry about it, man. Fuck that headless. We have jobs. We ain't have time to have a six-pack. Fuck that shit. Let them fuckers hit the gym all goddamn day. We got shit to do. We got to pay bills. And my last big issue. I'm sorry. This, man, as you can tell, this shit has irritated the fuck out of me. My last big issue that I have with this whole thing. Now, obviously, as you can tell, I have issues with it. But my last big issue is that how did she become like this fucking hero? That's the one thing I don't understand. She has become this unsung hero. Now, let me get this straight, because maybe my definition of hero and their definition of hero is different. You go to a party, you get fucking drunk, you pass out, someone fingers you, you write a letter. You're a hero? That is hero worthy? That is worthy of praise and admiration and, I wish I could be like her hero shit? Are you fucking serious? People act like this bitch just cured cancer. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep calling her a bitch, but I'm sorry. They act like this chick just fucking cured cancer. I just don't understand it. I don't understand how we have lowered the pedestal of accomplishing shit so fucking low that we deem people heroes for getting drunk, passing out, getting fingered, and writing a letter about it. Seriously? Let me get this straight. And one thing I really find interesting about her letter was at the end, and I don't know if you guys read it. You can fucking Google it. It's everywhere. But I read it on BuzzFeed. Let me get this straight. At the end of her letter, she said, I will be there for you. I will be there for you and, for women, whoever's gone through this and blah, 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 blah. One of the things I found so interesting in her letter, she was like, I have to relive this over and over again. And it's like, bitch, you didn't live it the first time. You don't remember shit. How the fuck are you remembering it over and over again? You don't remember the first fucking time. You're reliving it? You didn't live it the first fucking time. What the fuck you mean reliving it? Live it, first of all, live it, and then you can relive it. Sorry. Let me keep going. She wants to be there for people. She wants to be the spokesperson for all women who has ever, suffered this atrocity and everything, and all the horribleness that comes along with being sexually assaulted and all this and raped and all this other stuff that she wants to be there. Okay, first of all, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, seriously, what the fuck are you talking about? You don't remember shit. If you went to a group meeting about, women who were victims, you would be the only bitch there who would have to Google what the fuck happened to you in order to share what happened to you. You don't know. You don't remember. You can't sit down and say, well, this is what happened to me, because your story would end, I took my drink number 5, and then I woke up in the hospital. It was horrible. Well, what the fuck happened? So, please stop acting like, you're now the beacon of hope for women who've been raped. Because you don't even know what it means to be raped, because you don't remember the shit. You can feel violated, you can feel upset, you can feel all the things that you feel. And I'm not saying she can't, but to become this now spokesperson for rape victims, are you fucking serious? And all these women are jumping up. She is. Did you read her letter? First of all, I have to say, and I'm not a grammar Nazi, because my grammar sucks sometimes, and I really don't want to be that way. But her fucking letter was horrible. I'm sorry. And I would just say, if you have read it, then you may know what I'm talking about. This chick used like 12 commas every fucking sentence. In the fucking sentence, please. There's a thing called a period. Fucking use it. I'm sorry, you have a bachelor's degree and you don't know what a fucking run-on sentence is? Come on, chick. And then people, oh, her letter she should be given an award for the letter that she wrote. Yeah, a fucking 12-year-old could have wrote that shit and it would have made sense, okay? They're still learning. You're 23. Use a fucking period. Sorry, that's just my little pet peeve. I'm sorry, I just had to give her shit for that. But yes, her letter was very detailed about the anguish that she's going through, about the pain that she's going through, about everything that she's experienced, and how her life has changed, and how it's different, and you know, the horrible things. But again, the one thing that I fall back on is you don't remember anything. And the only reason I say this is, and this is, again, this is the biggest issue. What if she said yes? What if she gave consent before blacking out? Now, obviously, that didn't mean that he should continue after she blacked out. But what if she just said yes before blacking out? He started fingering her. She blacked out. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, shit, she's blacked out. What the fuck do I do? Well, let me just dry hump her for a little bit. Let me see if she wakes up. I'm not saying this happened. I'm not saying it's right. What I'm saying is, if the story was presented that way, they were messing around, they were kissing, they were hugging. If they were kissing, they were hugging, they were making out on the dance floor, they went outside, they just got hot and heavy, she fucking passed out, he's like, oh shit, you know, let me go ahead and just get a couple feels in before I bounce, or whatever the case may be. He doesn't seem like a fucking rapist. He seems like a fucking pervert. Like, dude, she's fucking passed out, leave her alone. But he doesn't seem this horrible predator, you know, hawking at little girls, rapist kind of dude. He just seems like a fucking creepy ass dude. But again, we're back to the main point. You don't remember anything. What if you said yes? What if you gave him permission? Then everything else goes out the fucking window. And the problem is, you're so fucked up to the point where you're gone. Apparently, everyone at the party, no one, as far as the witnesses that we've heard from or reported or anything, no one saw them no one saw them leave. No one saw any fighting or her trying to push him off or push him away. No one saw anything that would, I guess, give the impression that she was trying to get away from him. Now, again, you're at a party. Now, we're assuming it's a party of more than fucking 3 people. So, if it's a frat party, and I've actually worked Uber before, and I picked up from frat parties, it's like fucking 900 people in a house. And I'm just being generous. It's about, on all real, it's about maybe 100 to 200 people in a fucking house. Not a mansion, just a fucking house. I don't know how big the house was, but again, you're talking about a actual frat party, anywhere from 100 to 200 people. I don't know how many people was there, so please don't quote me on that saying that it was that many people there. But generally, there's a lot of fucking people there. No one saw you trying to get away from this guy. No one testified. No one talked to the police. No one said anything about, oh yeah, he was trying to drag her outside and he drug her outside and we tried to stop him, or not, like nothing. No one saw anything. You have 2 witnesses and both witnesses place you at the scene of the incident. No one saw any fucking thing before that. It makes no sense. If you were really trying to get away, if you were really like, I don't want to be here, I don't want to do this, or whatever the case may be, if you were really saying no before you passed out, unless you fucking passed out and he just picked you up and took you outside, which again, you would think someone would have fucking saw. If that was really the case, wouldn't somebody have said something? If you were really scared, wouldn't you have screamed, hey, get this fucker away from me, or anything prior to passing out? It makes no sense that you are it's not 2 people at a park and all of a sudden some crazy shit goes on. It's a fucking party. Multiple people, multiple witnesses. And only witnesses we have out of this whole fucking case is at the scene of the crime. There are no other fucking witnesses. There's nobody else who can say any fucking thing about it. And let me put on my fucking, crazy ass conspiracy theory hat. Maybe there were other people who said something, but maybe those people were silenced. Because I find it really fucking hard to believe that no one can remember or no one has came out about any fucking thing that happened prior to them being at the dumpster. It doesn't make sense. Now, maybe they are. Maybe they just haven't reported it. Maybe those people didn't want their shit to... I don't fucking know. But it's still... as the story, as the way it's presented, it makes no fucking sense. But again, we can't blame the victim. We're just supposed to accept the facts as the media has laid out for us. And we're all supposed to be fucking outraged that this lady was raped by this monster. And again, I'm not arguing or defending him. Honestly, fuck him. Whether he did or he didn't do it, fuck him. Dude, grow the fuck up. I'm sorry, me personally, if you're that fucking horny, just, dude, go pay for it from somewhere. There are plenty of chicks selling that shit. Go fucking buy it. Don't be like a creepy ass, stalking kind of dude just trying to get any chick that moves. Dude, just grow the fuck up. But seriously, just with everything, I guess the one thing I will leave with this. I know I talk a lot of shit, and I think outside the box, and I think differently. And that's fine for me. And apparently some of you guys like it. Apparently some people like it because you listen to me. And I really do appreciate that. But just honestly, don't be scared. Don't ever be scared to question some shit. Just because if something doesn't fucking add up, it doesn't fucking add up. And I just hate the fact, and I guess my last point would be about how I've went on numerous message boards. And anyone who has dared to say, hey, maybe she shouldn't have drank so much, literally gets lambasted by everybody on the message board for, how dare you blame the witness? It doesn't matter how much she had to drink. It kind of fucking does. I mean, seriously. It kind of fucking does. It does matter if she can't remember anything. It does matter if she consented and don't remember. It does. But we're in a situation now, we're in a society where, again, one, we reward stupidity as being heroes, and we fucking blast anybody who has the audacity to question something and be like, this just doesn't make sense. Yes, I know what the media is telling me, and excuse me for ever believing that the media could get something fucking wrong, because, obviously they don't have a history of that shit. So yes, question every fucking thing. I don't give a fuck if people look at you like you're fucking crazy. I don't give a fuck if people looking at you like, they, yes, you're good, man. I don't give a fuck if people looking at you like you're fucking crazy. Just seriously, question everything. There's nothing wrong with questioning shit. Because in my opinion, in my deepest heart personal opinion, the people who immediately believe what they're told, they're just fucking idiots. And if you believe what you're told, no offense to you, you're just a fucking idiot. If you just take a story at face value and automatically believe it and never dare to question anything, you can be told any fucking thing and people believe it. And you'll believe it. Never dare question it. And just don't be gullible. I guess I'll leave it at that. Again, I'm not saying the story is wrong. I'm not saying the bitch is lying. I'm not saying the lady is lying. I'm not saying that this fucking asshole kid didn't do something horrible to her. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is the story as presented just doesn't make any fucking sense. And if you question it, you're not a fucking alone. Because there are a lot of people who question it, but they're drowned out by the mass majority of people. They're drowned out by the mass majority of people who feel like, you can't question it. You're not allowed. You're not allowed. You do what you're told. And just like Mr. Appleseed said, yeah, my TV, I was told something about my TV. I'm fucking angry. And that's the way it seems. And it's actually funny. One of the guys, and I think he's on here now. Oh shit, I can't remember I think it was Tony. He wanted to do it was Tony. He wanted to do he wanted to do an anime about one of the things, I guess one of my videos, one of the things I quoted about marriage and the equivalent of marriage. And I'm more than welcome, guys. If y'all have any ideas y'all want to, take from me and do something else with, please, by all means, go for it. Only thing I ask, just give me some credit for it, please, because, if I thought of it, just give me a little bit of credit. But one of the things that I really wanted to do was I wanted to do either like a cartoon or like a little anime skit of like a guy coming home every day. Now just pictures a guy coming home every day and we'll just turn it on his TV. And I really want to do it doing the whole Trayvon Martin case, but like the guy come home and turn on the TV and the news will be reporting and the news will say something like black people, just like what, like the random shit that they report, jobs are skyrocketing in America, and the guy's like, whatever, that's bullshit, my job fucking sucks, and he comes home the next day, he turns on the, same exact news show, and it comes on, and it's like, global warming is a myth, and they're like, oh, that's bullshit, whatever, and or global warming is whatever, get the point, and he's, oh, that's bullshit, whatever, the fucking news sucks, he turn it off, and he going about his business. Then he come home, the next day, turn on the TV, and it says something about just something random that the news would say that people would normally be like, okay, that's bullshit. Like it's true that women are excelling faster than men or something, and he's just whatever, something random. And I thought about it a long time ago. I fucking forgot about it. But they'll say something like the 1% is in desperate need of help or whatever, and they're like, oh, that's fucking bullshit, and turn it off. Or the 1% are paying more taxes than everyone else, and it's like, oh, that's fucking bullshit. The news is just bullshit. And then like he'll come home the next day, and it's like black kid shot over Skittles and iced tea, and he's like, oh, that's fucked up, that's bullshit. And he calls his friend, and he's like, did you hear about the kid who got shot? He's like, no, it has to be true, I heard it on the news. And it's funny to me how we are very selective over what we believe and what we hear and what we see and what we take as truth. Sometimes, if the news says something we don't want to believe, or if we read an article that we don't want to believe, we immediately dismiss it as bullshit because no one can believe the media. But as soon as the media says something that we want to believe, it's like, oh, obviously it's real. We heard it on the news. And it's like, we're very fucking selective over our, belief and what we're told. It's just, yeah, it's, man, this shit, okay. But everyone, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for letting me rant. Thank you for letting me get all my shit out. Everyone who commented, I'm sorry I couldn't read the comments as much as I could, but I actually planned this little show out and had a lot of things written down that I really wanted to get to within the hour. So seriously, everyone, thank you for commenting. Yeah, exactly, right? The whole people who keep coming on every 6 months saying the world is going to end, and you need to buy this survival guide for $14.95 plus shipping and handling. I love those people. I remember the Y2K shit. The world's going to end. We're all going to die. And in order to survive the end times, you must buy my book for $44.95 plus shipping and handling, and we'll throw in a free CD. It's just like, and I know people who were buying that shit left and right. The world's going to end. The banks are going to crash. We're all going to die. And then just nothing happened. It's just nothing happened. It was so funny. Goddamn right. And it will rise at probably 6:15. Knowing the Weather Channel. Apocalypse. Exactly right. And no problem, Simply Deep, man. Thank you for listening. Seriously, this shit is always a pleasure. I love talking to you guys because even when I'm having a shitty day, it's really nice to get on here and talk to you guys. You just allow me to just vent and be the asshole that I am without judgment. That's a great thing. There's no judging here. We just say what we have to say and get this shit off our chest, and we go on about our business. It's like our sanctuary. And I just want to thank you guys for that, because I hope I allow you to say everything you need to say in a safe a safe environment, and you allow me to say the shit that I want to say in a safe environment. So this is our sanctuary, and no bullshit. I want to thank all you guys for that. I wouldn't name you by name, but I'm sure I'm going to miss somebody, and somebody like, dude, what the fuck? But seriously, everyone, thank you guys so much. I'll try to be back next Saturday, but I might, oh, thank you, John. I'm going to try to do it next Saturday as well, but I don't know, because I'm supposed to take my daughter to the movies to see The Conjuring 2. Yes. Hope I'll be back next Saturday, depending on how long this movie goes. But if not, I'm sure I will post a video this week and let you guys know what's going on. But seriously, y'all, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for, I don't know, still watching a fucking black screen. I gotta change that shit. I'll get a webcam that actually works so y'all can see me just ranting and raving and fucking sweating in this hot ass room. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This is St. Patrick. I'm out.